The following contest is scheduled for one fall with no countouts and no time limit. Introducing first, representing the Blackpool Combat Club from Aberdeen, Washington, weighing in at 210 pounds, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
When it comes to the art form of professional wrestling, there are very few true masters. And the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, might just be the master of them all. He's been everywhere, conquered everything, and now in Warzone Wrestling, his mission is clear: reshape the future of the sport with the Blackpool Combat Club. Danielson believes in beautiful, unrelenting wrestling violence, his vision of pure competition, and that's why he despises Kenny Omega and the Elite. Their style, their theatrics, it all disgusts him.
The Warzone Wrestling audience was lucky enough to witness these two collide just over a month ago in the inaugural King of the Ring tournament. But Danielson could not overcome Kenny Omega in the given time limit. And let me tell you folks, one more second, just one extra moment of struggle, and we might have seen a different result. The American Dragon was that close to putting Omega away. Tonight, Danielson's out for revenge. He wants to rectify that wrong, to prove, not just to Kenny, but to everyone, that he belongs back on the path to the WZW World Championship. No more draws, no excuses. Just two of the best in the world going to war again. And this time, somebody will leave with their hand raised.
And his opponent, representing the Elite from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 229 pounds, the best bout machine, Kenny Omega.
They call him the best bout machine, Kenny Omega, a man many consider the greatest professional wrestler of all time. To Kenny, wrestling isn't just a job. It's art, beauty, grace, elegance. And alongside the Elite, his mission is to spread that vision worldwide. A walking five-star match, a former WZW World Champion, Omega thrives on success. And tonight, he's looking to etch another victory into his legacy by finally conquering the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson.
You could make the argument that the last time these two met in a squared circle, Kenny Omega was saved by the bell. And you have to imagine that Omega has spent every second since then preparing for this rematch. We are in for a clash of gods among men, folks. And I can't wait to experience this battle of legends. It's moments like these that remind us why we love this beautiful sport of wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, this generational rematch, this clash of ideals and philosophies is underway. Kenny Omega, the man who represents innovation, speed, and next-gen dominance. Bryan Danielson, the heart of tradition, technical mastery, grit, and a vision for wrestling's future. Who is Dynamite? Who's the top guy? Who will usher in what comes next? The weight is on them both. The stakes are high. And now, here we go.
Omega grabs waist control early, looking to assert dominance. But Danielson rolls through, maybe considering an ankle lock. Kenny's quick, shifting out of position just in time. Bryan then drops Omega's legs and lands a massive elbow strike, the first big blow of the match.
And now it's Danielson, fast as lightning, locking in waist control after that devastating uppercut, trying to dominate early. But Omega, he's quick, too quick. He counters with a snapmare, breaking the hold clean. Kenny runs the ropes like a gazelle, avoiding capture, and just as he passes Dan, wham! A devastating kick to the midsection from Bryan Danielson. Right where it hurts most, the solar plexus. The crowd gasps. That shot packed pain.
Danielson immediately applies pressure. A flurry of strikes in the corner. Then he sets up for that running drop kick right to the jaw. Bam! Before Omega can recover, Bryan hits a nasty German suplex and flows straight into the cattle mutilation submission hold. This could be over early. Omega's got to fight like hell to reach the ropes.
Omega, using his slight weight advantage, rolls both men over and gets his feet on the ropes, forcing Danielson to break the submission hold. But yet again, no hesitation. Bryan transitions like a master tactician. This time, hammer and anvil elbows. Brutal, violent. The trademark strikes of the Blackpool Combat Club. Each one lands with thunderous precision. Elbow drops from above, then sharp upward smashes when Omega tries to rise. No fancy flair, just raw power delivered with cold efficiency by Danielson. The message is clear: I'm not letting you breathe. This isn't just wrestling. This is war fought at close range.
Omega counters with a poison rainer, spiking Danielson hard on his skull. Now it's Kenny's turn. He climbs and the crowd knows what's coming. Sing along if you know the words. You can't escape. And there it is. Kenny lands that gorgeous second rope moonsault like poetry in motion, then goes for the pin. Danielson shoulders up. This match is far from over. Kenny Omega, undeterred, hooks both arms and hits the Snapdragon suplex, dropping Bryan right on his head. Then, bang! Omega cranks up the intensity with a V-trigger straight to Danielson's jaw.
This is what two masters at their craft clashing looks like, folks. Constant back and forth, non-stop action, each move met with a counter. Omega goes for a vertical suplex. Classic Omega. But Danielson counters in a schoolboy attempt. Kenny dodges that fast, then rolls through into his own pin. But Danielson sits up and fires off another pinning combo. Omega flips it again, trying to steal the fall. But this time, Danielson rolls right through, springing up like he's got springs in his legs. He goes for the roundhouse kick. Omega ducks it clean. Then Kenny sets up the Snapdragon. Nope, not today. Bryan lands that sharp back elbow instead. What a sequence. The crowd is on their feet screaming. They're witnessing wrestling artistry at its absolute peak.
Danielson lifts Omega and drops him with a thunderous back suplex. The raw violence of his philosophy is on full display. He then starts kicking Kenny's chest repeatedly, turning it red before following up with a devastating roundhouse kick to the side of the head. Now Danielson goes for the pin.
And Omega gets the shoulder up, just barely, but Danielson is immediate. Like a hawk, he dives in and locks in the label lock, that devastating leg scissor hold. Kenny frantically scrambles, using those long legs to crab walk toward the ropes, and just as his fingers touch, Danielson breaks, referee's call. Omega pulls himself back to his feet, breathing hard. But here comes Bryan like a flash of lightning. Wham! A missile drop kick right into Kenny's chest while he's cornered. Danielson rolls through with perfect momentum, and before Omega can recover, he charges again, another missile drop kick. And Bryan, I think, yeah, he could be setting up for a third one. That would be brutal.
Bang! Kenny Omega flies in out of nowhere with the V-trigger. Then, riding his second wind, he plants Danielson with the Kataro Crusher. Now Omega hoists Bryan onto his shoulders. The crowd knows nobody has ever kicked out of One-Winged Angel, and Danielson knows it too. He fires back with rights, but Kenny switches grip and hits a brutal German suplex on Bryan's neck.
Kenny Omega has to dig deep into his last reserves, into the very bottom of his gas tank to put Bryan Danielson away. He lines him up, gains a full head of steam, bang, first V-trigger, right on the jaw. A sharp, explosive strike, but you can see it in Omega's eyes. He knows that's not enough. Not against someone like Danielson. So he sets again, and bang, second V-trigger, this time to the base of the neck. Then Kenny lifts Bryan up, and wham, another Snapdragon suplex. Rolls through with precision, and then another V-trigger, 3 in a row. My God. Maybe Danielson's influence on violence has rubbed off, or maybe this is pure desperation from Kenny Omega, pushing himself beyond human limits just to keep this fight alive.
Desperation mode. Kenny hooks Danielson's arms, hoists him up, and spikes him with the Tiger Driver 98. The crowd gasped. The impact was brutal. Omega immediately goes for the cover. This has to be it.
No. Somehow, someway, Bryan Danielson is able to get the shoulder up again just in time. What does Omega have to do to put Danielson away? This man has taken everything Kenny's thrown at him and still rises. Danielson staggers back to his feet, breathing hard, but standing. Omega knows it. If he doesn't finish this now, the match could slip away. His calling card, the V-trigger, followed by the devastating One-Winged Angel, is likely his only path to victory. He lines up, springs off the ropes with explosive energy, charges in like a missile.
Out of nowhere, Bryan Danielson lands the Busico knee. The crowd loses their minds. This could be it. He rolls through and goes for the cover. And it's over. Bryan Danielson has defeated Kenny Omega. Here live at WZW SummerSlam.
I didn't think it was possible for these two to top their last match, but by God, did they ever. These two pulled out all the stops against each other tonight. Every move mattered. Every counter sent the crowd into another frenzy. And in a hard-fought, grueling battle of wills, Bryan Danielson wins. It's not just a victory, it's a statement. And I'd be hard-pressed to find some more deserving of a Warzone Wrestling World Championship match in the very near future than Bryan Danielson. This man fought like his career depended on it. And he proved once again why he's one of wrestling's greatest warriors. Hell, it was one hell of a match.
The Elite, Adam Cole, Matt, and Nick Jackson come out to support their brother, Kenny Omega. Despite the loss, there's zero shame after a performance like that. It's beautiful seeing them stand united. But then, what the hell? Adam Cole just superkicked Kenny Omega out of nowhere. The crowd gasped. The betrayal is shocking.
And what's this? Red Dragon. Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. The Undisputed Era has just stormed into Warzone Wrestling, and they're not here to spectate. They've laid out the Young Bucks brutally, right in the middle of the ring. No warning, just pure domination. And worse, Adam Cole, the so-called brain of the Elite, has turned his back on them. He's standing with Undisputed Era now. This is a full-blown power shift unfolding before our eyes. The Elite, once untouchable, now under siege by their former allies turned enemies. The Undisputed Era has entered Warzone Wrestling, and they've come to conquer.